And Val's guests next week will be guitarist John Williams, comedy actress Sue Pollard, and the group Wall Street Crash. The Val Doonican Music Show at 8:15 again next Saturday. And without having to wait a whole week, you can hear some of your favourite Val Doonican songs, old and new, on this BBC LP and cassette.
Here's Humphrey Burton with a word about this week's Omnibus.
Hello. Tomorrow's programme comes from that cultural hothouse, Vienna, where we report on the abrupt departure from his post of one of the most powerful figures in all music. 2 years ago, the American conductor Lorin Maazel took over as director of the Vienna State Opera House. Today, he's packing his bags to leave. His predecessors in this most demanding of jobs include Gustav Mahler, Richard Strauss, Karl Böhm, and Herbert von Karajan. And like Maazel, each of them left early. From the city where they care more about music than almost anything else, Richard Baker reports on the intrigue and the infighting that accompanies the Viennese way of music. That's Omnibus tomorrow.
And now on BBC1, the latest intrigues involving Blake Carrington and his empire in Dynasty.
Tomorrow on BBC1, The Pain of Love. Bobby Deerfield, starring Al Pacino and Marta Keller, is about meeting someone, losing someone, and finding yourself.
I never thought I would see you again.
I never thought I'd see you.
When do you race next?
When do I race? 10 days.
Between the races. What do you do?
I go on picnics.
You don't have much fun, do you?
Sure I have fun. What do you mean? I don't have fun. I have fun.
You spent your whole life trying not to die.
Why wouldn't you go with me for a weekend in the country?
Because you expected me to. And because you are not ready to spend a weekend in the country with me, Deerfield.
I'm not.
No, you are not.
A moving love story, Bobby Deerfield, tomorrow at 7:15 on BBC1.
In 15 minutes, match of the day at Wimbledon. Then at 11:05, part 2 of our thriller, Birds of Prey. Finally, at 5 to midnight, our late film is definitely not for the nervous, as we are taken over by an army of 8-legged creatures in the giant spider invasion. But now at 10 to 10, it's time for the news and sport on BBC1 with Jan Leeming and Michael Blakey.
Energy Secretary Peter Walker puts the blame for the coal strike squarely on Arthur Scargill. Ken Livingstone challenges the government over their next moves to abolish the GLC. Ian Botham claims a record 8 victims at Lord's. But Virginia Wade throws it all away at Wimbledon.